What's up, this is Chosen, and this video is going to be covering the champion training tournament. They are giving out some champions in this, so I want to dive into this. And then also, I've got a big update to my offer calculator that I will walk you through everything that I did and the thought process behind it. And then we will get you all caught up in game, go over the events, get the offers graded, and make sure you are heading into your weekend effectively for raids. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so first of all, the Vergamcar Fusion is coming to a close. I did mine yesterday, so I don't know the exact minute that it ended, but I believe it has either ended really recently or it's about to end. So hopefully it was a fun event and most of you went out and got Vergamcar because he may be good in the Doom Tower and may help you out for faction wars and some certain situations. So I hope most of you out there were able to get him that were trying to do so, because he may be handy in the Doom Tower. We'll have to kind of wait and see how the provoke mechanics work out in there. And this is going to be the quickest Fusion turnaround that I can ever remember. We're basically going to have a few days of downtime, and we're going to go right in to the Halloween Fusion event that I have done a video on with the new champion coming up, Elagaeus. That's going to be a fragment summon event. So it's going to be a quick turnaround. We're going to be pretty stretched for our resources. But anyway, let me know down in the comments. I want to know how many of you were able to get Vergamcar and how that event went for you guys. I really enjoy reading your input. And then we've got quite the champion training tournament going on. And there's a couple things I want to talk about here. So first of all, it looks like with the picture here, we've got Miscreated Monster, Ceres, and Baracus. Now, obviously Halloween themed. These are champions that were released last year for Halloween. Some of you may be newer players, but last year in Halloween 2019, they added Miscreated Monster, Madame Ceres, Baracus, and they also had a fusion event for Harvest Jack, the Undead Legendary. So now in my game, Ceres is a reward up here at the top, but because of the photo, I'm guessing some of you may have Miscreated Monster as a reward at the top of your tournament. So yeah, definitely good champions, and it makes the champion training tournament a lot more interesting. So if you don't have those champions and you feel the need to be active and slam some resources, it's not a bad time to do so. You do want to monitor if you're in a realistic group or not. Like right here, I'm in a group where somebody already has 10,400 points right off the bat. So fortunately, I've got Ceres. I don't need to try and compete with this person, but yeah, you're gonna want to monitor that and see how realistic your group is to win. And at least there is a legendary book up for grabs on the right side of the guaranteed rewards. And then the one thing that I did want to make sure and talk about, we've got the Doom Tower around the corner sometime in 1 month, 2 months, probably soonish down the road. And we're hearing that there's some mechanics in there about using uncommon champions and stuff. So if you're looking for people to max out in a champion training event style that are cheap to book, like uncommons, you can max them out by buying duplicates in the shop for silver or pulling mystery shards to get uncommons. They're very cheap to max out and get their skills booked up. Not a bad time to go ahead and level up some of those good uncommon champions. I do have a video where I went over the top 10 uncommon champions, so you may want to rehash that and start working on a few of those uncommon champions if you're looking for something to work on during the champion training, because we do have some kind of leaks and stuff that there may be some secret rooms or some quests within the Doom Tower where you can only use uncommon champions and stuff like that. So maybe a good opportunity to do some of those uncommons like Armiger, Zephyr Sniper, Shield Guard, and a few of those pretty decent commons that are good options for if there is a mechanic like that in the game. And if not, it's not going to be that big of a deal. It's not like you're investing a bunch of legendary books or something, but just something to take note of and kind of think about. We don't know that for sure, but I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a teaser and a little bit of a reminder about that, because there is a pretty big champion training tournament going on right now. And then for events, we do have the Dungeon Divers ending pretty soon here. You can see here the 17 hours as of me recording this video. So I would at least try to get your core hammers, or at least get the shard or something, especially now. You can yeet it during a 2x ancient or something. We've got that going on still for a little bit. But I did do a video on the 2x ancients, and just to rehash that, you may want to be careful and wait to kind of pull some of your shards during those summon rushes and champion chases during the Halloween fusion for Elagaeus. We've also got the artifact enhancement event going on. You're going to want to pay attention to that. It's a good time to get some of those artifacts upgraded to 12 or 16 to either see which ones are worth keeping and which ones are worth maxing out for those champions that you're working on currently. And for the Dungeon Divers, you're probably going to want to be grinding out the Fire Knight right now because you can at least get an epic book up here. And then if you're in a realistic group to win, you can get some rewards here. But the Fire Knight tournament, not that great. So don't feel super bad if you need to focus on the champion training and miss out on some of the Dungeon Diver stuff. There's nothing like game breaking or super amazing that you really have to go after, like a legendary book. There's not even a void shard or anything. So it's just ancient shard and epic book. So not a bad time to switch your focus to champion training, especially if you need to get some of those stuff done, or if you're in a realistic group to go after one of those top rewards. And speaking of that champion training tournament going on, I do want to pop into the global leaderboard. They are giving away one Brachus for the winner of the global champion training. They are already at 31,000. So yeah, good luck for any of you out there that are gonna go ahead and try to compete with this and get after going for Brachus. Brachus, not an S tier champion, but he is actually surprisingly good for the or surprisingly impactful is the word I'm looking for the Skinwalkers fusion, because they have a pretty tough wave where you're going up against a bunch of Cephalias in one of those stages, and Brachus can do a lot of work being a Force Affinity champion, damage dealer, and helping you kind of get through that stage. So he is a pretty good find for Skinwalkers Faction Wars, and obviously now Faction Wars is way more important than it used to be, with Lydia being released as a champion pretty soon here for those that finish Faction Wars. So yeah, definitely not worth spending $5,000 to go for, but it's gonna be fun to see how this whale war kind of shakes out in terms of how hard people are willing to go for Brachus here. And now let's dive into what I wanted to talk about in terms of updating my offer sheet. I spent a lot of time on this yesterday, and admittedly it's not going to be perfect, but I did my best to kind of get a starting point on this. So let me pull up the offer sheet, and then you can't see it on the way I've got the offer sheet cropped into my video production, but down at the bottom of it you can click on a different tab on the spreadsheet, and it's going to pull up the Forge calculator. So I did do my best to get this up and running so that when there are Forge offers, you can go ahead and plug them in to see what they are worth. Now, admittedly, this is version 1.0, and I edit my spreadsheets a lot. My tier list, I update almost daily. My offer calculator, I probably update almost weekly, just you know, slight adjustments to values as I'm learning more about how the marketplace of Raid is shaking out. I'm constantly changing these things. So this is going to be a launching point. It's not going to be perfect, and I am probably going to be changing a lot of the values on here, but it's just a good way for you to plug in an offer like, okay, so this one has, you know, 5 rank charms, 5 rarity charms, and then it has 10 core hammers and 100 magisteel, and then it has, you know, 20 of each of these soul stones or bloodstones, I guess. Yeah, soul stone and bloodstone. And then if this were like $10 or something, you'd be like, okay, well, it's worth about 8 or so, so it's probably a pass for me. Or if it came out for like $6 or $7, you'd be like, oh, okay, that's not bad. So now I probably graded this a little bit harsh. If anything, I wanted my first version to be shaded towards the user instead of the company. So I may have to adjust these values. We'll have to. I haven't seen enough of these, so enough of these offers come through. So I'm kind of cold call. Just off the top of my head, trying to come up with these fair market prices based on what we get in Raid currently and what the Forge is. But it's kind of a new mechanic, and I haven't had a chance to see a whole lot of offers come through the game, so it's really hard to get a consistent grasp on what exactly these values should be. But I did want to let you guys know about that I do have a separate tab on the bottom of my offer calculator where you can switch over and check out the Forge materials that I have added here, and I just wanted to let you know that those are subject to change. I will probably be adjusting those a lot. And while we're on the subject, let's go ahead and go over the offers in game. But you know, we've got to do the sparring pit even if we're live. Gotta be efficient. Okay, so let's go over the offers here, and well, let's see if there's anything going on in the weekend here. So let's pop on over to the offer calculator tab, and we've got 50% off here. Okay, so that means it's got to be a good deal, right? Okay, so 25 ancients and 7 of the legendary tomes, 2,000 energy, and 3 million silver. 5 days of XP, 100 brews. we've got a 1.43. But worth noting that it is a 2x ancient event right now with a lot of stuff going on. So it's probably a little bit better than a 1.43, probably like a 1.6, 1.7. I've seen worse offers. Definitely not justifying the 50% off little banner here, in my opinion. It's not 50% off, but marketing 101. So yeah, guys, especially with the events coming up next week and all the stuff going on in terms of opportunities to spend in the future, gonna be a pass for me on that one. And then this one here, let's plug in the big one. 33 with the millions, and then 3,300 gems, 30 ancients, 1.51. Okay, so this one's a little bit better, maybe. You do get more ancient shards, lots of gems and silver. So if you're gonna spend $100, that one's probably slightly better than the Halloween pack, because you get all of those gems instead of the books and the brews and the days of XP. But yeah, they're both about equal, to be honest with you. They're both the Halloween pack and the bonus ancient pack are kind of equally bad. to be honest, nothing super great there that I can recommend spending that type of a chunk of money. So I'll be passing on both of those. Mini mix pack is daily. We don't want to spend that much money for 5-star gear, so that's a no. 3-day pack, or wait, oh, that was interesting. It debated me there. Okay, anyway, let's go. Okay, so this one I think has potential to be a little bit better here. So just off the top of my head, I haven't seen this one before. It kind of debated me on the offer sheet, so that was interesting. But let's go 1 million, energy of 2,000, refills. We've got 15, 6 days of XP to work with the champion training in case you ran out. Yeah, so 1.82. So yeah, this one I knew was going to grade out slightly better. And then the fact that it's during a 2.0. So the thing is, I probably need to adjust the values of shards slightly, because what I used to do, the 2x events used to be a lot more sparse. It used to be like every month or two they would do a 2x event. So what I would do is during the 2x events I would boost the value of shards. But now they're doing them so consistently that I can almost kind of play it in the middle and maybe not bump the value as much, but maybe bump it a little bit, because the 2x events are so much more common. So I'll have to look into that and possibly adjust that. But right now, given the fact that it's during a 2x event and we've got champion training where you can double dip and stuff, yeah, I would say this is more like a 1.9, 1.95. So this one's definitely the best one of the ones I see, the bonus ancient pack of the Halloween pack, and this is the same name. But anyway, yeah, this one right here that you see is definitely the best offer in my opinion so far in the shop. So let's get the offer sheet put away and we'll kind of wrap up here. So yeah, guys, a lot's going on, and we're definitely being stretched thin right now for resources. Next week is going to be an interesting one. We'll finally get laid out, probably on like Wednesday or Thursday. We'll have it laid out for us on exactly what the event structure is going to be like for Elagaius and the new Fragment Halloween summoning event. So yeah, guys, as always, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your weekend. Peace.